Hi, my name is Kylie and I'm the HR coordinator for the CLP.
Hi, I'm Song Yan Ni, oral practice coordinator in the Chinese language program.
I'm currently the volunteer coordinator of the CLP.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanya and my position at CLP is the Tia Work Learn Coordinator.
My role at the CLP is the social media and events coordinator.
Hi, my name is Jia Yi. I'm the teaching assistant for 341 and 401.
Hi, my name is Shiwei Wang and I am the newsletter editor within the social media and events team in the Chinese language program.
I work mainly with the website as well as photography.
Hi, my name is Irene and I'm currently working as a worklearn for the Chinese language program, specializing in design and maintaining the website.
I think I'm meticulous, adaptable, and optimistic. The fact that I'm particularly obsessed with the details while still being able to keep the big picture in mind is what really makes me fit into this role of mine.
My answer will be personality, since I'm careful and rigorous. No matter as a volunteer, a teaching assistant, or a coordinator, I can pay attention to the details and take each task seriously.
I believe that my resilient personality has better prepared me for this position. Whenever I encounter any issues at work, I can always calmly and patiently deal with them.
For my position in particular, I've also learned to initiate and propose plans for improvement of the things we do or bring new ideas to the table. By doing so, I think it not only provides potential improvement for the program, but it also fosters personal development and growth for myself. I have really become a more innovative and thoughtful person, and I think this really illustrates the concept of growing with CLP.
I specifically think I'm well equipped for this position because I'm an English major. I actually hope to work as an editor in the future, so I think my position working here has given me a lot of hands-on experience and what I can do for the future. And I'm also a heritage student who's learning Chinese right now, so I think I have a lot of experience bringing in what heritage students or even interviewing non-heritage students and literature students and thinking about their own personal journeys and experiences within the Chinese language program.
I have a unique background in marketing, HR, and design. I would say that these three aspects really help with my work. Marketing is really great for understanding what to communicate and how to communicate it to students. HR is really great for understanding how to work in a bilingual workplace. And design is just really great for helping to make the promotional materials very aesthetic and appealing to students.
I think the three words that I use to describe my experience working for the CLP is challenging, fulfilling, and inspiring.
My three words are professional, friendly, and enthusiastic.
The first one will be development, the second one will be dynamic, and the third one will be diversity.
Three words I would use to describe my experience at the CLP would be demanding at first, but still exciting and very rewarding.
Three key words for me is warm, exciting, and achievement.
I would describe it as innovative, respectful, and very educated.
Someone I really look up to once told me to learn how to understand and accept that things will certainly just go wrong in our coordination work. However, as long as it's not irreparable, everything will be fine. So don't worry too much and learn to accept the very majority of things that do go right.
I think the best advice that I have received from others would be to be someone who is willing to help others and also receiving help from others.
I think the best advice is accepting the fact that no one is perfect or being able to be good at everything, but we all have our unique strength and highlight.
I think the best advice I've gotten was from a colleague. I was feeling really stressed about not being able to really learn and grasp what my role here was to do, and I was kind of feeling really confused when I first started, but she basically told me that everyone has this experience when they first start. Not everyone is going to be good at their job immediately, and her telling me that and that she had the same experience as me made me feel a lot better about my work and like what I was doing here. So yeah, I would just tell everyone to not be stressed about feeling like you're not doing well enough or you're not learning fast enough, because we're all students and we're all learning. So just be patient and you will get there.
I find Angelia, my fellow colleague in newsletter writing, very inspiring. Coming to the program as a new worklearn, she definitely has a lot of fresh ideas, and she even gives really good feedback on the work that I do, and having this expert perspective with someone who's so supportive makes me really happy to be working here as well.
I feel like my inspiration really comes from multiple different sources. I feel like for photography, my inspiration really just comes from both nature as well as the infrastructure around me. For example, if I go walking in the woods, or if I go camping, or if I go skiing even. For websites, I feel like what inspires me really is just when I look at websites, I kind of stop, pause a while, don't ignore the information that I actually came to look for, and just admire the design a little bit. Online, there's so many unique designs, and that really inspires me because I feel like you can always create something new when making a website.
I think that my teammates are a really big source of inspiration for my work on the website. It's really great to get other perspectives on what could be improved, as often I get stuck inside my own mind. So having perspectives from the other side to see what could be designed better, what could be made more accessible, is really great for my work on the website.
My first advice for being a teaching assistant is to love your job, because this job is quite diversified. You prepare class materials, you lead tutorials, and you mark your students' assignments, and also you attend the office hours. So I believe you cannot do very well without a deep love for this job. Second piece of advice is a deep understanding of the teaching goals and also your class materials, and you hold a professional attitude to all your tasks, and also you reflect on both yourself and your students to see how you can help them improve.
I don't think I have one specific end goal in mind, but I strive to achieve continuous growth instead, be it for my own professional or personal growth.
I want to develop professional communication skills. In the communication with professors and workers, I learned how to use a euphemistic but professional tone to achieve task goals, and how to do the most rigorous thing with the most gentle attitude when dealing with work issues.
That would be sharing the joy and positivity of intercultural communication. The main reason that I joined CLP was that I have gained a lot of fun and sense of accomplishment while doing OP. That's why I want to spread the joy and positivity to more volunteers, including UBC students, community members, and even international volunteers overseas.
I think for me it's just continuing to develop and strengthen work skills. I really hope to gain a vast variety of transferable skills.
I think one of my biggest goals I wanted to achieve here was how to be a better leader, because for most of my life I was kind of being leaded. I was the follower in a sense, but being given this job as the coordinator really helped me and kind of forced me to learn how to bring everyone together and give them clear instructions about how to do their work well. And I think by managing the various projects that the SE team is currently doing, I think that is really helping me.
I want to become an amazing TA that is truly helpful for the students. So when I'm marking their assignments, besides leaving a grade there, I also provide my positive feedback to acknowledge their achievements and progress, and also leave my constructive feedback for them.
One of my goals in the Chinese language program is that I wanted to learn about how non-heritage, heritage, and literature students get involved with our program, and how we're all interconnected within this big family. In heritage classes, I normally don't have this kind of outreach where I get to talk to non-heritage students and literature students, but because we're promoting inclusivity within the Chinese language program, so I'm actually inviting people from different backgrounds than mine, so we can kind of have this very diverse voice within the community that hopefully gives everyone a sense of our representation and for everyone to feel welcome.
I feel like through my work at the CLP, what I really hope to do is to streamline the work process for future workers. I feel like the best part of work, I feel like, is being able to innovate and come up with new and improved ideas, as opposed to looking at our old ideas and seeing like, oh, we have to do this again, and then basically doing work that has already been done again because it wasn't properly saved or documented. So I just really hope that I'm able to create like a streamlined process for old work to be reused.
One of the main goals that I want to achieve in CLP is to really communicate the amazing programs and offerings that CLP has for all of the students. I think its programs are really educative and innovative, and I really want to be able to get the word out to more of the students around at UBC. I think that can be done firstly through the website, having a good website that's accessible and communicates the right information, and secondly through great design on social media, which is where everyone is these days, and it's just a really great way to engage students.
I think it's a 3-step process for me. Firstly, organize, visualize, and prioritize. Organize your day-to-day tasks by listing down exactly what you need to do and when. Visualize all this using a calendar, and from there, determine which tasks are more important to you and schedule your day accordingly. I've also recently been starting time blocking, which is where I allocate a set amount of time in my day to finish a particular activity or task, and once that time block is over, I move on to my next task or activity. This ensures I don't spend way too much time on one particular task that could have been done had I not procrastinated. And since our time is so limited, we really have to start being more intentional with how we use our time and start determining what is more important to us and what needs to be prioritized.
Within the Chinese language program, I always try to time manage very well. I always plan to do things way earlier than I'm supposed to finish them, and I think that gives me a sense of freedom and that I don't have to feel pressured to finish everything in one big sitting. I also find that keeping a reflective journal has been really good for my mental health here. Keeping this reflective journal lets me write about my day at the Chinese language program, and also any more creative ideas that I can give to the team so that we can all succeed as a big family.
I'm actually a very big procrastinator. I tend to put things to the last minute. So to kind of combat that, my best friend is Notion, which is a productivity app that really helps you to manage all of your work, deadlines, and assignments. I use it for school and for work. With Notion, I can kind of map out all the deliverables that I have to do on a visual calendar or some sort of board, and that way I can really see what needs to be done ahead of a time and get started on that so I don't procrastinate.
Welcome to the Chinese language program! Welcome to the Chinese language program!